All right, we got a double-barreled live started, and today we are doing all of these Jade Mountain teas. And I mean, look at how many there are. That's not even all of them, right? So we got so many teas. And I am really looking forward to drinking these teas because I haven't had a Jade Mountain tea on the site for for a while, about a year, I guess. And so I am really looking forward to drinking the teas. Slight camp stove malfunction, looks like. Let me just double check, make sure the camp stove is okay. Now, what's going on? I have been getting in a bunch of teas. The teas are absolutely wonderful this spring. This spring, the teas are just spectacular. Just out of juice. I should have checked that beforehand. That's okay. I've got my spare right here. Now, why is it important for me to have boiling water? Well, it's really important for me to have boiling water. Basically, the most important thing for right now when I'm drinking this many teas, which is a lot of teas today, is efficiency. So I'm going through a bunch of teas today. I got in that package. How many teas are there? There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Or 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. There are 9 different teas. And I'm actually hoping in this live stream that I can get through most of them. So I'm hoping in this live stream that I can get through most of these teas. And if I get through most of these teas in this live stream, then I'll be able to make a choice and get the teas in next month or next week. And so what I really need, like really need, is I need efficiency. I need these like to have boiling water so that I can really quickly get what I want. Now, Jade Mountain, I've had these teas in the past. Massive bull recession. Yes, it is. It is an absolutely massive one. I might actually even get through all 9 teas in this stream. We'll see how it goes. Now, this guy, right, who's this guy up on Pear Mountain, he's an amazing, he's just an amazing human. He's a master, an absolute master. And he has all of these different teas up there. Some he picks by hand, some he picks by machine. He's got all sorts of different cultivars. He makes white teas, yellow teas, white teas, yellow teas, oolong teas, black teas, red oolongs, you name it. He's got a bunch of different cultivars. Thank you. I'm good for now. And here's the kicker. He is 100% organic and certified and all of that. And what that means is if somebody is that good, if somebody is literally that good, that means they oftentimes have a little bit of they've got blind spots. And, or I wouldn't say blind spots. They've got, I had a little bit of water in here that I washed out. That's okay. They have, anyways, let's put it this way. I say, I want some tea. He's like, okay. And he knows me and he knows I know my tea. And so what he does is he sends me a package from his place. And there are 9 teas in it with nothing but numbers on them. Now, all of these teas that I'm trying right now, looks like they are all spring oolongs, right? There's no red teas, there's no black teas, there's nothing. And for me, when I open up each one of these packages, right, and I've got over here all these ones have, there's a couple over here that have, he wrote GABA. So there's a couple GABAs. So I'm looking forward to those as well. But he just sends me these things, and sometimes he mixes up the seasons. So sometimes there'll be fall teas and there'll be winter teas. My guess is a couple of these are probably winter teas. And he's got a bunch of different cultivars. So he's got Jinchuan, he's got 4 Seasons, he's also got the Qinshin oolongs, and he just sends them all to me with no labels and no nothing. And he's like, you know, sometimes I'll ask him, I'll be like, what was this? And he's like, oh, you can't tell? That's blah, 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 blah. But it's hilarious, right? It's hilarious what I do with this with these teas and how much sort of, I guess, trust in my ability, or on the flip side, not trust in my ability, just he doesn't care. He makes all these beautiful teas. If people enjoy them, then people enjoy them. If people don't want to drink them, then people don't drink them, right? I don't think he actually cares all that much. But while we get these teas sort of, you can smell, you can see the smoke coming up. Actually, it's easier to see in the YouTube. With this sort of smoke coming up like this, the steam, I'm telling you, it's beautiful. Like what they've done this before. I've seen this before. Is what they actually do is they'll get like a plastic thing, and you stick your face right in it, and it's supposed to steam your face, and you're supposed to get all that stuff. I haven't tried that yet, but who knows? Maybe it'll soften the beard and make my beard smell sweet like tea. But Jade Mountain. What is Jade Mountain? Where is it? Jade Mountain obviously is the tallest mountain in Taiwan. You guys know that. It's exactly 3,997 meters above sea level. A very, very Taiwanese number, right? Not quite 4,000, but so close. It's close enough. It's close enough to 4,000 meters above sea level. And the area itself, the Jade Mountain area, is actually a new tea growing region. So it's a new tea growing region. Alishan, Shanlinshi, Dongding, those areas are further north. This is further south. And it has pretty decent soil, but not the best soil. But because it's sort of Jade Mountain and it's not there, then it's cheaper. It's cheaper. So these teas, I think it's about 1,400 to 1,600 meters above sea level at this garden. These teas are cheaper than they are in Pear Mountain, Alishan, Shanlinshi. They're cheaper. They're also not quite as dramatic, I guess. They are more, like, I want to say generic, but that's wrong. It's not generic. They're not generic teas by any stretch of the imagination. But the terroir of Jade Mountain is not quite as easy in Chinese in Mingxian. It's not as easy to pick out as it is in Alishan or Shanlinshi or Yilan or Nanhu Dasan or one of these places. Those places, the terroir is like, oh, this is an Alishan tea. But the Jade Mountain is not so much. You drink it and you're like, oh, that's decent. Where's it from? Oh, it's got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So that's why the teas from this area are not as popular, and they don't. You don't hear, like, people don't say, oh, Jade Mountain in the same way they say Alishan or Shanlinshi or places like that. Let's get to the teas. Now, I have 6 teas right here, and what can I tell about these teas right now? I can tell they're organic. I can see some bug bites coming through. I can also tell that it looks like not all of them are hand-picked. Like this one here looks like it is... looks like it might be machine picked. I'd have to go deeper into it to see whether it was machine picked. I can also tell that I have a couple different seasons in here. So there's a couple different seasons. And I can tell that these are mostly Qinshin oolongs. This one might be Jinshan, but these look like they are Qinshins, either Qinshin or Four Seasons. The leaves for those two are relatively similar, more so than the milk oolong or the Jinshan. Okay, here we go. 6 very similar teas in a row with nothing about them at all except for numbers on the packages. So I am hoping that I will be able to figure out the differences between these teas, and I'm also hoping that I'll be able to pull out a winner. I'm hoping I will be able to pull out a winner from these teas. Now, when you're looking at these teas, when you're trying to pull out these teas to do it, if you're doing it the real sort of, like, you want to look like everybody in the room looks at you and goes, whoa, he knows what he's doing. You take a look at this. What you do is, right, you take this, you put you guys can all see it here. You put your spoon in, you go like this, you pull the leaves back, right? This is really important. You pull the leaves back, you look in, and what you're doing here, when you're pulling it back, you're testing to see the clarity of the tea, because if it's cloudy, that means there's water in it. There's too much moisture in it if it's cloudy. Then, like, my buddies say, okay, usually you should be able to see the lights above you in the bottom of your tea. If you can't see the lights above you in the bottom of the tea, then it's cloudy. And then you'd be like, oh, better be careful. Then you put it back like this, you give it a little stir, then you go like this. And then you make the eyebrows. The eyebrows are very, very, very important, right? You have to smell it, right? And then you go, and then you take out a couple like this, right? And then you put it back like this, and then you do the sampling. So if you really want to be like a hardcore, I know exactly how to sample Taiwanese teas, then there you go. So here's the first one, really, really rich vegetal. Super sweet on the really, really nice aftertaste. Sort of a general sort of fruity aftertaste. Yeah, I think this might be last year's fall. So some of them actually have the price on it as well. And so I'm tasting this and I'm going, this does not taste like spring. This does not taste like winter. This is a fall tea. The vegetal is pretty strong. The sort of the feel, the mouthfeel of it, it's not super, super fresh. Yep, this is a fall. I was right. No worries. We got the fall down. We got it. Let's keep going. Over here. Next one. There we go. Okay, next one over here. Now, before I actually sampled these, I mixed them around. I randomly made it so that it was more of a blind tasting for me. So I literally went like this with these teas. And again, so if you want to do that, you pull it back, you look for the clarity, then you give your spoon a sniff. Oh, this is fresher, and this actually smells like a ginseng. Is this a milk oolong? Is this a milk oolong? No, I don't think so. Anyways, let's just drink it. We got so many to cover today. Okay, so this one also tastes like a wintertime tea. Yep. So the price on that, I'm thinking that's a fall time tea. So it's not fresh. Anyways, the point is it's not fresh. Now, like I said, he throws in all of the different teas all together and lets me go. I have no idea other than the numbers, and he put some price in them, so I know that the fall tea is cheaper. So these two are the fall teas. Out of the two fall teas, this one held up much better, but it's a little bit stronger vegetal. I'm not looking for fall teas right now. I am looking for springtime teas. Now, this one, this one is much more like a higher oxidized tea. So straight off the bat, there is like a deeper yellowish, orangish color to this. So I know right off the bat that there's going to be a richer flavor. And let's see. Ooh, I think this might be, let's see if I can tell. I think this might be a Four Seasons. I think this might be the Four Seasons. Or it might even be like a, wow, look at that leaf. So actually, this might actually be a shancha, or I know he was growing some of that. So this leaf, when it looks like this actually might be like a Camellia formosensis, because I know he was growing some of those. But it's something special on the nose. Anyways, here we go. Let's try it out. Nope, it is a springtime Four Seasons oolong. I think. Pretty sure it's a springtime Four Seasons oolong. And oftentimes in the spring, tea masters such as this one will oxidize the Four Seasons oolong a little bit more. So they'll oxidize the Four Seasons oolong a little bit more. because they will. A really greenish Four Season oolong is really, really, really sharp. And if you oxidize it a little bit more, you get a little bit less floral, but it's not going to be so sharp on the palate. And this, yep. This is a Four Seasons oolong. Actually, anyways, I'm going to have to come back to that one because I'm looking at the leaves and I'm getting the taste. There's a little bit of a sharpness in the background that is a little bit too much for Four Seasons. It might be like a Taiwanese Camellia formosensis, but grown the same way that you would grow a sort of a normal oolong crop. So this might actually be that right now. This might actually be that. Because it's got a strength and a sharpness to it. Anyways, I'm going to have to come back to this one. What's the price on it? Nope. Four Seasons oolong. It's a Four Seasons oolong. So it's a Four Seasons oolong. If it was a mountain tea, it'd be a little bit more expensive. But looking at the price on it, anyways, it's a pretty interesting tea for Four Seasons. And the reason I'm not pulling out the Four Seasons big sort of punch that you get from the Four Seasons oolongs on that tea, it's like I said, it's oxidized a little bit higher. And when things are oxidized, the flavors changes, the flavors mature, they ripen, they get redder, they get darker, and things like that. And that, pretty sure it doesn't have the real sort of Four Seasons kick to it, which is really interesting. Anyways, here we go. Here we go. Oh, here's a tell. Here's a tell. So my guess is, just looking at the tea, that this might be a wintertime pick, right? So you can see right there, right? So you can see there. Let's see if I can get it in both. Anyways, so you guys can both see it. When you're getting a big, thick stem like this, oftentimes that's a wintertime tea, because the teas, they don't grow so high up off of this. But it also means this is probably machine picked, almost certainly machine picked. Almost certainly machine picked because of things like that. Maybe not, though. Anyways, whatever they're doing, they've been doing a really, really good job. Even if the thing is machine picked, even if it is machine picked, they do a really, 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 really good job in making it so that it's not, that the quality stays really, really high. And I've noticed that this year especially. All right, here we go. This is a gorgeous tea. Wow. This is a beautiful tea. This reminds me a lot of the Nanhu Dashan this year. So that this year, the Nanhu Dashan, the Nanhu Mountain Tea, has a purple, came in a purple package, so that just might be why I think purple, but a floral to it, really deep, deep, deep floral to it. And this has that same really deep, deep floral to it. And this is really, really nice. And pretty affordable price. So I'm going to ask about this. It's got a, wow. The quality of this thing for that price is really, really good. I'm going to have to do a deep dive into this one and see what's going on. It's a Chin Chin Oolong. And it's nice. You're getting a little extra water on you, my friend. Now, these are the last two. And these must be the springtime teas. I'm hoping they are. I think this one is probably, might be actually the fall from the price point. But it's really, really, really nice. That is a really nice tea. I'm hoping these are the springtime teas because we haven't gotten to a springtime tea yet. I don't think, anyways. The price point on these are a little bit higher, so this is I'm guessing and hoping that these are the springtime teas right here. And then we'll get into the GABA. Actually, why don't we start doing the GABAs right away? Because I'm really looking forward to the GABAs. I really am. So these teas, we can put them up for now. Actually, we'll save that one. Coming in for their coffee break. They're coming in for their coffee break. Okay, so here we go. Springtime. Springtime tea. But unfortunately, this one, the weather was not so good. With this one, the weather was not so good. Unfortunately. And so the upfront taste is really, really good. But in the back end, there's a little bit of a wetness, a moisture to it in the back end, which is unfortunate. Which is definitely unfortunate. Now, if you want to know what a bad weather oolong tastes like, get the subscription box this month. So what I'm going to do this month is I am going to the subscription box this month is going to have the Nanhu, the Pear Mountain, and 3 different chilis. And the 3 different chilis are going to be 3 different days of the Chili Mountain oolong. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a blind tasting of those 3 teas. And I'm going to say, I'm going to let you choose what you think is the bad weather day. Now, the way I'm going to do it is it's going to go out to the subscription service folks. So they'll have a head start on everybody by about 2 to 3 weeks. And then in mid-June, I will release it to everybody. So if you really want to try it out and you don't want to get the subscription box right away, then you can try it out later. But that's sort of the way I'm gonna do it, because I want you guys to know this stuff, right? Because this is a beautiful tea, but I know right away, but for 2 reasons. One, I'm looking into this, right? So I was talking about it before, right? If you're hardcore, you go like this, and you look in, and this is cloudy. This is cloudy, which means that probably during the wilting phase, there was too much water. And so during the wilting phase, there was just too much water. And because of that, there is, unfortunately, a little bit of a catch to the back end, which is unfortunate. And I wish that wasn't the case. But it seems to be for that tea. Okay, we got boiling water. So actually, we'll get rid of this one. I'll go back to that one. But I do need another bowl. So we're going to do 9 teas this time, all from Jade Mountain. And I'm hoping that there's a winner or 2 in these teas. So far, this one here is pretty amazing. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to pull out a winner from that. I'm going to, keep trying it, but hopefully I can pull out a winner from that. And I don't think I've ever tried GABAs from him as well. Let's hear. Here we go. Ooh, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. What else is going on? Oh, on Sunday, right? The Nanhu Mountain, the Pear Mountain, and the Chili Mountain will be for sale. But like I said, the only thing that's going to be for sale for the 3 different days is going to be in the subscription box. And then mid-June, you can sample the 3 different days of the Chili if you want to be a tea farmer. Yeah, that's too bad. It was a little bit more hot water to it and see what happens. If you want to be able to tell the difference between weather and the days. Like I said, this one, the weather is not so good. Okay. I don't know if it's showing up. I think it is. I guess it's showing up. But I'm really pushing my limits when it comes to the weather right now. And I'm curious whether it shows up. Let's see. I don't think it does show up. Anyways, I got a love bite from my bees right on my neck yesterday. But I am sweating. I am sweating right now. That is for sure. I'm hoping this one here is another spring tea, and I'm hoping it's really, really good because this one, the aftertaste on this is gorgeous. Sort of a golden aftertaste, right? It's sort of an orangey, floral, sweet, like a mix between Ali Shan and Chilai Shan and a Shanlin Shi, sort of that type of flavor. All three of them together. Actually, hey, look at that! I prepared today, so I can wipe my face a little bit. The tropics, the tropics. Anyways, here we go. Here, I hope. Here's our last chance for like a really, really, really good springtime Jade Mountain here. Boom! Hit it out of the park. There we go. That works. The weather was nicer. It worked. Yeah, there we go. So that's a really good example that is good to put side by side with all of the other teas. Now, last year I did I think it was 6 mountain sample set. So there was Jade Mountain, Chilai Mountain, Pear Mountain, Ali Shan, Shanlin Shi, and anyways, I think that was it. Anyways, so five or six. And that was a big hit with a lot of people. People really, really, really enjoyed that. And I'm going to do that again this year for sure. Because I don't think there's anybody out there who does that. But this is a great expression of the Pear Mountain cultivar, or sorry, the Jade Mountain cultivar, that's comparable to all those other cultivars, absolutely comparable to them. And yeah, I'm glad that one. I was getting a little worried. It took us to Nanhu. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Hooper. There, you're keeping me on my toes. Nanhu as well, yes. But there's going to be those 6 teas this year for sure, because I'm so glad. I was getting worried. But this one was not so good weather. That one was the good weather, and the subscription folks. What I'm really hoping is that after this month's subscription box, you'll be able to tell the difference of weather, right? So the Chilai, I think we did this last live stream. It was the 7th, the 9th, and the 10th. And so I bought the 10th. The 9th was pretty decent, but the 7th was bad weather. And that's not the fault of the master, not the fault of the garden. It was just a bad weather day. And so that tea was not the tea that you could choose. But now you can be able to test it out yourself. And in mid-June, I'll release it to everybody as well. And I put hot water in that, and I drank it too fast. So, anyways, this one too, I'm going to ask him what it is, and my guess is this is maybe an early. Anyways, whatever this tea is here, I'm just going to double check before I go to these ones here. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tea, at an absolutely spectacular price. That's really good. Yes. In the high mountain set, yes. So that's what the 6 teas were. Nanhu, Ali Shan, Shanlin Shi, Pear Mountain, Chilai, and Jade. Okay. And do you guys know the Chinese numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm sure most of you guys know that, but I'm going back to Canada this summer, and it's going to be kind of weird because my mannerisms and my voice is like the way I communicate is so different than when I was in Canada. So I'm curious to see what'll happen. Now, looking at this one, oh, lots of bug bites on this. Lots of bug bites on this one. Okay, here we go. Ooh, this looks like Jinshan. Yes, this is Jinshan. Ooh, this might be a really nice, milky, sweet high mountain oolong. Ooh, let's see how it goes. Gorgeous. This is gorgeous too. Wow. Jade milk. And it's got the price. It's got the price for it. So that one is priced correctly. This one's a little cheaper. This one's priced about right. That's really nice. That's really nice. It's a beautiful ginger. It's got some bug bites in it for just a hint of sweetness. Remember, this guy, everything he does, it's totally organic, certified organic, and all of that. This is a beautiful tea. I don't know whether I'm going to get it or not. I should. Depends on how many milk oolongs I get this year. But that's beautiful. It's a good. It'd be a good sort of cultivar terroir thing, right? Because these two teas on the edges are really nice. Different cultivars though, and they're both springtime teas. Really nice. Okay, now we're getting to the special bit. All right, so we're getting to the point where we're looking at the GABAs. Now, I don't think I've had a GABA from him before. And remember, this is the type of guy who does yellow tea, right? So he literally does yellow tea. And I've had his yellow tea, and it's not that special. It's not that good. It's not that, but it's yellow tea. And so this guy knows his tea. He creates teas that are, for what he does. I'm a little sad that there's no reddish teas like red oolongs or black teas, because he makes these amazing black teas. I'm a little bit sad about that. But what I will do when I order teas, and I'm definitely going to order this tea, and I'm definitely going to order this tea, and I might order this tea as well. I'll ask him for samples, so hopefully he can get some of his other teas as well. But here's the GABA. Let's see if we can pull off like 4 teas in one setting. Wow. So top 3 now so far: a Jinshan, perhaps a spring Qinshin, and perhaps a 4 seasons in the middle. Actually, this was the one that I'm not quite sure what the heck it is. I think this one here was the 4 seasons. This one here, this is actually, it might be a 4 seasons. I don't think so though. No. Oh. Anyways, it's from a weird season. So I think it's an edge season. I think it's like June, maybe, or mid-September. It's an edge season. It's a really interesting tea with a. It's got a floral punch to it that you don't get from sort of the winter time or the spring. I think it's Qinshin though. I think it's Qinshin. But yes, this is Qinshin for sure. This is the spring. This one here, it's got a price that I don't quite know what it is. This one over here is the spring Jinshan. So these two for sure. This one maybe. And let's get to the GABAs before tea starts coming out my ears. Because it's a lot of tea so far today in a short period of time. 30 minutes, 9. Well, this is the 8th tea, but we're going to the 9th in a second. Gorgeous. Now, these are beautiful teas. Heroic tasting, yes, yeah. Going on the hero's journey with less psychedelic effect. But I'm definitely going to have to go eat some crackers or some bread after this. Yes, Azuela. Yes, I will be a little bit drunk after this for sure. But it's good to end on this. This will calm me down. You know, I've got these are my uppers and here's my downers. So hopefully these teas. So these two GABAs, I'm sure they're very similar. Let's try them out. This one's way better. This one is, I can taste what he did with this. I can see it in the leaves. He tried to do a GABA that was a little bit greenish, a greenish GABA, or Tasubile. He just screwed it up. And then he put a roast on it. And so this one's no good. He gambled and failed, or it just didn't work out that well. Whereas this one over here, sweet and beautiful. Smooth and super strong. Like it's GABA. It's GABA, right? I just feel it already just calming me down. The GABA content in this is really high. Now remember about GABA, it doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier. Yes, it does not, but we have GABA receptors in our stomachs. And so depending on how many GABA receptors you got here and how many you got here and how they intermesh and all these different things, you're going to feel your GABA, the coolness and calmness of a GABA from what you drink, from the GABA that you drink. And I can feel that right away. Really strongly right away. The GABA content in this is probably close to 300 milligrams. And how they measure it, 270 to 300. Like it's strong. It's really nice. I'm going to get some Jade Mountain GABA. So actually out of this, and I haven't even sampled the black teas and the sort of the red oolongs, I might get 4 out of these. I'm certainly going to get this. This is going to be the the Jade Mountain Spring. I'm going to get this because people love the GABAs, and if you love the GABAs, you love the GABAs, and this is one that you're gonna really enjoy. Remember, GABAs are a love it or leave it type of tea, but if you love GABA, then you're going to enjoy this tea because I've got a little bit of a hole in the lineup for GABA because the green GABA that I usually have this year, it didn't pass the test. It didn't pass the test. And so, unfortunately, we'll see if there's another batch that comes out, but I do not think we're going to have a green GABA. For Yushan teas, excited. Yeah, I think at least 4. We'll see if I get any of the red ones from last year because the high mountain teas, you know, if you get a year on them, they taste way better. But these two, this one for sure, this one for sure, and then these two, I'll come back to them and I'll mess around and play with them a little bit and see if I pull them off. But I don't see why I wouldn't, because it's a beautiful tea. But yeah, there might be 4 Jade Mountains. Nice, beautiful. And that's about it. So questions about that? Hey, Marco, how's it going? Hey, how's everything going over there? I mean, haven't seen you for a while. Are you used to the California life, or do you want to go home? Wait a minute. It did it in both. So YouTube and the Instagram just did the stupid things where look, it did it again. Okay, aren't they supposed to be different? Like they're supposed to be different companies? I thought they were fighting each other. Is somehow this live stream going through the same thing? Like I go like this and then there's, oh God, that's stupid. That's so stupid. But it's not supposed to do that, right? Two thumbs is fireworks, right? Two thumbs up is fireworks, but it's doing it on the Instagram and on the YouTube at the exact same time. They're using the same thumb algorithm. So what the hell? What the hell is going? I did feel a bit homesick, but I'm well adjusted now. The tea gave you fireworks. Yes, I think that was my bladder. But I'm happy to hear that you're well adjusted, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. But yes, that's weird. They're using the exact same algorithm. The only thing that's similar, I'm on a MacBook and an iPhone. So maybe that might be, maybe it's built into the iOS, but I mean, that's crazy. And it does it at the same time. Let's see if I can do it again. Yes, it does it again. Right. And so at the exact same time and the exact same thing. So maybe it's a hardware thing. But Meta versus Google. Well, exactly, right? Facebook versus Google. It's really strange. It's really strange. I don't. Anyways, I won't talk about it too much for fear of the algorithm gods. But it's kind of strange. That's kind of strange. But just remember, for the record, anything you do in the digital space is not private. So just remember that, everybody out there. Safety PSA. Weird. Anyways, any other questions about this stuff here? So this is the Jade Mountain. I didn't get Jade Mountain Winter because I don't know why. It just didn't pop up. And so there's going to be Jade Mountain Spring, Chin Chin, Jade Mountain Spring. Yeah, you know what? I'll probably just do the two of them so you can taste the cultivars. And the sort of, or the Jade Mountain GABA for sure. And then I'm going to figure out what this is, and I might get it as well. Are you on the second floor or higher? The dumbbell is scaring me. Oh, I'm on the second floor, and there's nothing below me at all. It's actually like a culvert, like a drainage thing. There's nothing behind me. No. So that's funny. I never thought of that. No, I don't think there's ever been anybody underneath my balcony there. The only thing that would probably happen if it fell off would be I would lose some plastic drainage. But that's a good point. That's a good point. But no, it's an empty field here, and just sort of about this big, like a water culvert. So nothing to worry about. But a valid question. Well, that's a valid question. But only on the second floor here. And remember, I am using the power of the internet to make myself look good, in the sense that, if I turned it like this, you're going to look at my dirty, well, actually it's clean, but the drying laundry that I hung up this morning, right? So I always make the joke, people that don't know me are like, wow, that's such a beautiful spot. But anybody who's ever been to my house is like, yeah, your live stream looks pretty good. And I'm like, yeah, I push the laundry out of the way. But it's all about, remember, nothing you see on social media is real. Nothing you see is real. Although, I mean, the tea's real. It's decently tasting tea. Clean laundry is zen like tea, yes. Being bought. Last check for these two, and then we'll call it a day. I've got my son, my employee, actually in the other room packing all the tea for you guys. So we'll go on and check on him and see how he's doing. Really, really good. Very similar teas, just cultivars different. All right, so that's good news. Jade Mountain teas will be on the site. So this weekend, there's going to be a bunch of teas released. So it'll be 2 weeks from now, these teas will be released along with Baozongs. So Baozongs should be coming in by the end of the month. And I'm hoping this weekend that I can go and do it and get Baozong. Any Baozong leads or grabs? Yes, that's this weekend. Going to go up and do that. If not, then on Monday. I was supposed to go yesterday, but as they say, life got in the way. And it's a pain to drive up there right now. The highway is still only open from 7 till 8 in the morning, 12 till 1 p.m. and 5 till 7 p.m. That's the only time the road is open. So to leave, I got to leave super early, and then on the way back, I got to hit it perfectly. But yes, so hopefully soon I'll be doing that. But I got to go and spray myself with some. Any chance you get number 8 black soon? Kind of miss that. Number 8 black is for sale right now. Yep. Thank you for continuing to find great teas. Well, thank you as always for everybody for supporting Mountain Stream Teas. But number 8 is black. Number 8 black is back. So you can find it, the Asamaka. And that is like, if you like sort of the Asamaka taste, it's such a good tea. It's next level Lipton. All right. So there we go. Thank you, as always, for watching and supporting. Wherever in the world you happen to be, I hope you have an amazing morning, evening, night, afternoon, all of that stuff. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next live stream.